Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be looking at the amazing, the wonderful, the incomparable Sabrina Carpenter. So her album Man's Best Friend came out over a week ago. I saw a lot of reviews that just came up super fast, and if you don't know, Sabrina's albums kind of need a little take time to digest and get into. Not all tracks from the album are a one-hit listen, and I think a lot of people expect that. So I wanted to go into this review with having a week-long kind of listen through of it, you know, get familiar with the songs, have them in my rotation, like when I'm going to work, when I'm going out. Whenever I listen to music, I wanted to listen to the album and just see what vibes it kind of brought me and how it felt. And here is an honest review of the album from a fan perspective, because I've seen a lot of people that do the reviews of this and they're just music people in general. As in, no one has been like a fan that I've seen so far really doing it as in depth after a week. It's all been from a day or so in the period, because I guess they want to capitalize on the time that, you know, it's popular, it's trendy and all that. But I wanted to like give it its time, give it its moment, and this is what this is. As you can see, I've actually bought a good few of the vinyls that I can show on display right now. The big thing about Man's Best Friend is everyone went crazy about the album cover, and I actually really like the album cover. It's very, it gets you thinking and it's open to interpretation most of the time. So really, it's a metaphor of an album cover, if you will. She has actually stated, I have some notes here, that during a shoot, like the other men that she had like 5 men, I think, trying to do this shot with her, basically struggled to just play with her hair. So they ended up pulling it, resulting in the exact look she wanted. There was one perfect film shot with the lighting and expression she envisioned. I'm clearly in control even though I'm on all fours. And that's the kind of message she was putting out about this. Now, getting into the album itself, there is a whole plethora of songs on here that is, I'm going to say, from hearing Manchild, I did not know what to expect. It kind of was like the bridge of the short and sweet into this whole new era of Sabrina that I did not know what we were going to expect from, because Manchild was quite, I didn't like Manchild at first. It was one of those songs that really grew on me, and then I ended up loving it. I kind of got that feeling that maybe that this album would be kind of the same. It's more of a grower, and honestly, it truly is. It's one of those albums you just have to listen to. So we're going to go through the tracks in it, and then I'm going to give you my overall feedback at the end of like what I've thought. So Manchild, the first impression, you know, so like she's doing all these men, and like she's got the immature ex thing going on, and she's jumping from each one, and there's always just something there that's like useless, stupid, or Manchild about them. So it's basically like a little anthem for the clueless guys out there. I thought the music video was very, very well done. I thought she's very good at doing her cinematic music videos, which I really enjoy. I really love enjoying a cinematic music video, and I love that she always connects them together to tell a longer story. Child, I would say it's a good opener. It was a good way for us to get a little hint of the album before it came out. Tears, I have to say, has grown on me so much that I'm obsessed with it. I love that. It's very disco pop, smartness to it, and just like, I understand how she feels when she's just like, when someone just does that simple thing after you've probably been with a load of guys that just can't even do the bare minimum. That bare minimum is what's so hot, and that's what gets those tears down her thighs. My God, the Irishness is coming out because I can't say that. So Tears is probably one of my favorites. It's definitely a grower. It growed on me a lot. I didn't think it was as upbeat as some of the other singles that she selected, but it definitely is the more upbeat on the album now that I got to listen to the album. That being said, I just love the wittiness of her lyrics. One of my favorite parts about Sabrina is how she tells stories, how she's really witty with her lyrics overall. I really just love that about her. I don't know if you've had a slew bad luck with any dating, but when that one comes along and it just does even just the bare minimum, which also could just be a red flag too. Yeah, this song just encapsulates all that feeling in it, and I love it. I think it's such a good song. It's totally a bop in my eyes. My man on Willpower, It's a medium song for me. It's kind of like some of the other short and sweet songs that like over a while it's like, yeah, it's okay. I don't mind it. It's good. I like the lyrics. Even when she's like, I used to be his everything and now I'm not even on his to-do list. It's kind of like relatable, but like delivered with some sass in there. I like that. I think that's really good. It's just basically a playful jab at guys prioritizing chores over you, essentially. But it's a good track. It's not my favorite. We get to Sugar Talking. Now, Sugar Talking is probably one of my favorites. It definitely was a slow burner for me, but then the more I listened to it, it was just one of those like late night songs. You're in bed at night and you want to have a little slow kind of song, like a little steady burn song that's not too out there. But I really like this song a lot. I love the production of it. I love how it sounds. Even the beginning of it is just so good. And I just like the line like, put your lovin' where your mouth is. You know, that sugar talking ain't working tonight type of thing. That's probably one of my favorite lines from it. I just love that song overall. I think it's just such a really good song. I want to do a really quick review of this, by the way, guys. So I'm just going to speed up. So we almost broke up again last night. It's kind of like that song that is, it's based on like, that is the experience of being in a relationship that's always like on the brink of a breakup. So you kind of get that almost exhaustion tone in the song where it feels tired and exhausting, and then the music picks up just to go back down. It's very waning. I kind of like that about it, but it's just a bit of I have to be in the mood for that kind of slow, tired song for this, but the way she writes it is really, really well. I would also say it's probably one of her more vulnerable songs, where it also plays with her cheekiness with it too, and the wit that she always brings to a song. So there's quite a bit of repetitiveness in it, but that kind of also probably reflects that the song is almost about breaking up again and again type of thing. So I guess it's just trying to play on that messiness of the whole relationship, which I think is quite a nice little dynamic in there. But it would probably be one of my lower played songs off this album. Alright, so Nobody's Son is kind of like her navigating through dating as a woman and finding out that like guys are just like the rest in her respect, that like they're deceiving, and like she thought that maybe he'd be the one, but like clearly not, and she's in her bed crying. Her friends are always asking her to be a third wheel because they're all in relationships. I think a lot of people could probably relate to that in the landscape of how dating is these days. It's not easy out there. It's very hard to navigate and very easily to kind of get in the same routine of the same experiences a lot of the time when you are trying to date someone. So I feel like this song is kind of like, it feels like it's an up and down type of song, like how it goes. It's very roller coastery, and I mean that by the musical arrangement itself, not just like here we go again. It kind of goes like that type of feel to me. So I just kind of feel like it's one of those type of songs. And I think she did say that all of the songs kind of go into each other, as in like it's a flow of the album itself, so they're all strategically placed in the right numerical order for the album. Yeah, not really feeling it that much, I'm not going to lie, but it's definitely a slow burner, but it's not a skip for me. I will listen to the whole album all the way through, and that's a good part to go up in almost. Okay, now we are into track number 7, which is Never Getting Laid. This is probably one of my favorites off the album. I really like this. I feel like there's always like 4 or 5 really good standout songs from an album from Sabrina for me that I just absolutely love, except for Emails I Can't Send, because I love every track off that. That's probably a gold mine for me lyrically. I really like that she has this ex and she's wishing him the best, but she's also wishing that he'll never get laid again. I think that a lot of people can kind of relate to kind of how she writes a lot of the time. It's kind of having that one ex that like you would hate to see kind of get with someone else almost, so you kind of wish them, you know, the best, but to never get laid again, or like end up with another person, because maybe she's just yearning for that maybe hope that could, you know, that person could be her again. I feel like everyone kind of has the kind of one almost toxic ex or something that they kind of go back to, that they just can't help but, you know, go back to. Maybe toxic's the wrong word, but there's always just that one ex that you kind of always kind of find yourself going back to. I really like the musical background of it. It's very dreamy, like it's almost like a dreamy musical lounge sequence, and I just love how it just feels. It's like very late night. It's definitely a late night song. It's one of those ones if you're in bed at night and you just want to put something on. I would put Never Getting Laid on or Sugar Talking, because I feel like those two are just very complementary in the musical arrangement styles for like a late night listen, and I'm very into late night listens of songs, so I think that's a very good one. It's very dreamy, and I really like the ending where she's like, absence is a state of mind, and if you don't know, the book she throws a Manchild actually says absence is a state of mind on it, which I think is a cute little Easter egg to this song coming. I just like how it all ties together. It's just very playful, and if you listen to it a few times, I think you'll really get into it if you don't get it on the first try. Then when we go into When Did You Get Hot, another favorite of mine, it kind of reminds me of There's a song in Coyote Ugly where Piper Perabau's character is on, I think, the rooftop, and she's like trying to make a demo, and it's like, I know, da-na, 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 and that kind of gives me, that part alone kind of gives me the same vibe of that's beginning of that song, When Did You Get So Hot. I really like it, how sultry the song is, but also the lyrics just, they almost melt together so nicely in the way she's kind of constructed them, and she's thinking about how to phrase everything. It all goes together, and it's a beautiful song, and I love it. It's got that almost like R&B type feel to it for me, kind of. I just like that. It's just so good. So that's definitely one of my favorites off that. Go-Go Juice, I like it. It's the drunk text of the album. It's the one that like a lot of people can also relate to. And I like it. I don't really have no notes on this. It's not really my ultimate fave, but it's one of the lower tracks that's higher, if that makes sense. So the ones that I'm not really a big fan of, it's higher than that. It's like middle of the road. I do enjoy it, and I think a lot of people enjoy Go-Go Juice. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's definitely a good song on there. Don't Worry, I'll Make You Worry is very soulful, but it's also kind of brutal as well with how she kind of delivers this. It's very a turn in the album where she's more in control, I would say. And I just love how the lyrics kind of are in that. She's like, don't worry, damn sure I'll never let you know where you stand. Silent treatment and humbling your ass, well that's some of my best work. Thought sleeping with you might help me decide, but it was annoyingly good, so thanks for making it worse. It's kind of like almost, it's not like Sabrina's revenge, but it's just like her having a bit more control and being the one to kind of like decide things for once. It feels definitely very heartful and honest from her, coming from that kind of side. Definitely plays with emotional power dynamics in kind of the conversation she's kind of having with the person who's listening almost, about her experience with this one guy. Kind of embraces the role of being the heartbreaker in this, and a pretty confident one. So it's kind of like a different dynamic to how the album's kind of playing out, and I kind of like that about this song. You know, overall, it's still a really good song. My favorite one with the most innuendo in it, even though it says this is not a metaphor. House Tour is probably one of my favorites, which I would believe is a third single to come off this album, with just how much she could play with this for a music video. How I think it would probably do good on radio airplay as well. So I really like House Tour. It definitely felt like a song that could have been on the Barbie soundtrack. If Barbie was out now, I feel like she would have a firm place on it with that song. I think it would just really benefit her on that. And if you want a really nice upbeat cheeky song close to the end of an album, she's put it perfectly where I think it is, just to end off on. And I really like that song. It's one of my favorites of the album, one of my 4 favorites, I would say. Goodbye, if we're going to lead into the end, which is called Goodbye, I actually really don't like this track, and I'm really sorry, because I know she probably loves this track off the album. So Sabrina, if you ever see me, sorry, I'm just not a big fan of this track, but everything else is gold. I don't like how she says goodbye in so many different languages, and it's got like almost a marchy feel to it. I know it's meant to be kind of more of the ABBA song on the album, I think people have said, but I feel like I'm marching somewhere. The way it's like made, it's almost like a marching song for me, and I'm getting this like sailor-esque kind of march kind of vibe from it, and I don't like it. I'm sorry. I think maybe my problem is I've heard the unreleased tracks of this demo called Goodbye, and I think conceptually that is such a strong song, even though she might not have wrote it, she might not have had a say in that song, but that song is a banger. And if you haven't heard it, if you can find it somewhere, it's what I would imagine her Goodbye actually being. Overall, I do really enjoy this album. My thoughts on this album is it's got a lot of differences in it. It doesn't have a consistent kind of pop girl feel to the album like Short and Sweet did. This one has a little bit of Short and Sweet mixed with kind of trying to be like Emails I Can't Send in a sense. I do like that she's experimenting with different sounds. I think it's nice to see her try other little things. This can either really hinder an artist or make an artist trying to figure out all these things, and then usually the next album after that is kind of like pinpoints of like things that worked. I think overall Sabrina is really good at like taking criticism, so she does take notes on things and then kind of expands into it. But from her recent interviews with Zane Lowe, I totally get that she doesn't want to make the same short and sweet part 2. Like, she doesn't want to do that. She's already done that. She wants to do something new. She wants to experiment. And once she has this momentum, I think it was a smart thing to do to release this. So her getting a second #1 album, I think, is just the smart thing to do. And also getting it on something that I'm not going to say is subpar, but for a casual listener, you're not going to like all these tracks if you don't listen to them. And like what she said, short and sweet is the great album to have on in the background while you're doing things, but you don't have to listen to the lyrics as much. Whereas this one you do. You have to pay attention to Man's Best Friend. Emails I Can't Send is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I really want her to come back with something similar to that vibe. And I kind of just wish, if she saw how much we love those unreleased tracks like Blueprint, Enjoy the Summer, and Goodbye, those 3, if she kind of chorized those into the next album, that kind of vibe for, who knows, next year, the year after. If she don't Enjoy the Summer as a summer track, we would all be losing our minds, because that is gold to me. I know she probably doesn't have the rights to the demos or whatever, but those unreleased Emails I Can't Send tracks, if she kind of rejig them and put them onto a new album, I think we would all lose our minds for. And I'm just hoping we get that kind of gold from her in the next one. But I really do appreciate the way she's like trying something new, she's trying something different. It's definitely not for the casual listener, it's for the fan of Sabrina, who will take the time to listen to each track, have it on repeat, then they get it. Because if you don't listen to the lyrics and you're just going in as a casual listener, you're missing so much of the stories that she's trying to portray. And I just love that about her, that she's just the artist that's very lyrical and really good at getting across her stories. So that being said, with this mixture of genres on this album, I really like it. I obviously love the album. I bought so much of it. So if you are a casual listener, I just say, listen to the songs a little bit more, and I think you'll get it, and listen to the lyrics. Alright guys, that's it for me. I hope you have an awesome day wherever you may be, and I will talk to you in the next video. Until then, goodbye. Oh, sorry, I think the video just ended that you were just watching, but don't worry. You can leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought about the video, what was your favorite part, or any suggestions you might have. But also, while you're at it, make sure to hit that like button so you can help grow the channel some more. Wait, you want more videos? Okay, well, you can subscribe right here and get any of those fun updates or any new notifications of giveaways, videos, or anything else straight to your inbox first. Or you can click right here to get one of my hand-picked videos just for you, and you can go binge it if you want. So thank you, and have an awesome day wherever you may be. Bye-bye.